Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swaggle Haas. And in this video, I thought I would do something a little bit different here today on the YouTube channel. I thought I would pull up ChatGPT and ask it some simple questions about comic book collecting. That is right. We are here in the year of 2023. We are basically in the future here, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to see if this tool can help us in our comic book collecting and investing journey. But before I get into it, if you guys could drop me a like or comment or subscribe if you're enjoying the content, helps support the channel, do all those things, I appreciate it. But let us get into this here today. Now, of course, if you guys don't know what ChatGPT is, it is an AI program invented by a company owned by Microsoft, and it is the hottest craze right now and pretty impressive overall as a program. A lot of people talking about how ChatGPT might one day replace Google and Siri altogether. Well, let's see if ChatGPT can help us talk about comic books and comic book collecting. So I'm going to kind of start here with a very basic question. ChatGPT, are comic books good investments? Let's see what it has to say. Comic books can sometimes be good investments, but there is also a significant amount of risk involved. The value of a comic book is influenced by many factors such as age, condition, rarity, and the popularity of the issue. That's pretty good, actually. For example, a first edition of a popular comic book series in near mint condition can be worth thousands of dollars, while a lesser-known issue may only be worth a few dollars. I can think of a couple books that is definitely the case for. However, the value of comic books can also be influenced by external factors such as changes in market demand, FOMO, and there is always a risk of the value of the comic book may decrease over time. Additionally, buying and selling comic books can be complex as it requires a deep understanding of the market, the grading system used to determine the condition of the comic book, and the different factors that can impact the value of the comic book. In general, it's recommended to invest in comic books only if you have a deep understanding of the market and are willing to take on the risk. It's also important to approach comic book investing as long-term investment, as the value of individual issues can be volatile in the short term. It's also worth mentioning that there are other alternative investments such as stocks, real estate, and precious metals, which may offer more stability and better return on investment compared to comic books. Wow, that is actually very, very sound advice from ChatGPT. I am impressed, but let me see if I can get a little more specific with this AI program right here. If I ask it, what comic books should I actually invest in? Let's see if it gives me specific answers. What comic books should I invest in? ChatGPT, help me out. There is no surefire way to answer this question, as the value of comic books can be influenced by many factors and can be difficult to predict. However, here are some general tips that may help you make informed investment decisions. Invest in popular comic book series, comic books from popular and well-known series such as Superman, Spider-Man, and Batman. Consider the age of the comic book. Older comic books, particularly those from the Golden Age and Silver Age, can be more valuable due to their rarity and historical significance. It feels like ChatGPT has been paying attention to the swag scale. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swaggle Haas. Number 3, look for first editions. First edition comic books are often more valuable than subsequent printings, especially if they are in good condition. Well, I mean, that can be the case, although there are, certain instances where second and third prints are more valuable. Number 4, consider the condition of the comic book. The condition of the comic book is a major factor in determining its value. Comic books in near mint condition are generally more valuable than those with wear and tear. Yeah, that's definitely true. Number 5, do your research. Before investing in comic books, do your research and learn about the market, the different factors that impact the value of comic books, and the grading system used to determine the condition of the comic book. Wow, I am actually super impressed. Those are 5 sound bullet points. I feel like if I made a video with top 5 tips of how to invest in comic books, I could just have ChatGPT write that video for me. Let me see if I can ask it more specific stuff. What are the top comic books to invest in? It's difficult to identify the top comic books to invest in, as the value of comic books can be influenced by many factors and can be subject to market fluctuations. However, here are some comic books that are often considered to be good investments. Number 1, Action Comics number 1 from 1938. Oh, well, let me just pull the trigger on Action Comics number 1 then. This issue features the first appearance of Superman and is widely considered to be one of the most valuable comics in existence. Number 2, Detective Comics number 27. Well, I can't fault ChatGPT. I mean, it's definitely suggesting 2 very, very good comic books. I can't disagree with that. First appearance of Batman. Number 3, Amazing Fantasy 15. This is the first appearance of SpiderMan. Hey, number 4, X-Men number 1. I'm in that club. This issue marks the first first appearance of X-Men and is considered to be one of the most important comic books of the Silver Age. Number 5, Incredible Hulk number 1. This issue marks the first appearance of the Hulk. All right, let me kind of hit it with a fastball down the middle. Top 10 Silver Age comic books to invest in. Let's see what it has to say right here. Here are 10 Silver Age comics that are considered good investments. Number 1, Amazing Fantasy 15. Comic book introduced Spider-Man. Number 2, Showcase number 4. This comic book was the first appearance of the Silver Age version of the Flash. Okay, 2 heavy hitters so far. Number 3, The Fantastic Four number 1. Yep, first appearance of Fantastic Four. Number 4, X-Men number 1. Number 5, The Brave and the Bold number 28. First appearance of the Justice League. Another kind of hot book currently at the moment. Number 6, The Incredible Hulk number 1. Number 7, Tales of Suspense 39. Hey, a little bit of Iron Man love right there. Number 8, Daredevil number 1. First appearance of Daredevil. All right, we're keeping it pretty blue chip with our suggestions right here. Number 9, Amazing Spider-Man number 1. And then number 10, Aquaman number 1. What happens if I say top 10 Bronze Age comic books to invest in? What is this going to tell me about the Bronze Age right here? Here are some 10 Bronze Age books to invest in. Number 1, Incredible Hulk number 180. Obviously, ChatGPT is on the cameo appearance side of things, picking number 180 over 181. Number 2, Amazing Spider-Man 129, first Punisher, okay. Detective Comics number 475, first Ra's al Ghul. What the fuck? Uncanny X-Men 142, first appearance of Alpha Flight. That's kind of interesting as a suggestion right there. Number 5, New Teen Titans number 1, 1980. Number 6, The Legion of Superheroes number 287. Number 7, Green Lantern 87. Yeah, that's a great one in my opinion. I think that is definitely a top tier Bronze Age book.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Number 8, The Amazing Spider-Man 121. Death of Gwen Stacy. Okay. Number 9, Dark Knight Returns. Dark Knight Returns, more of a Copper Age book, if you ask me. 1986. And then number 10 on the list, there it is, Incredible Hulk number 181. But it's important to note that ChatGPT thinks that Incredible Hulk number 180 comes first. All right, let's round it out here. Top 10 Copper Age comic books to invest in. Let's see what it has to say about the Copper Age right here. Number 1, Watchmen number 1. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Number 2, Batman The Dark Knight Returns number 2. Okay, interesting that it said number 1 was, Bronze Age, but now it's going to number 2. Number 3, Uncanny X-Men 266. No love for the annual book right there. ChatGPT definitely on team 266.
You are out of here.
Number 4, New Mutants 98. Yeah, first appearance of Deadpool. Number 5, X-Force number 1.
You serious?
A little bit of a stretch, I think, on that pick, but I guess I could see it as an option. Number 6, hey, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1. That's definitely the king of the Bronze Age, right, or the Copper Age right there. Number 7, Batman Year One, another great collector's book. Number 8, Miracle Man number 15. Number 9, Sandman number 1, another good one. And number 10, Spawn number 1. I guess you can't really go wrong with Spawn number 1 right there. All right, well, let's address the elephant in the room here. Is the Spider-Man Eminem cover comic book a good investment? The Spider-Man Eminem comic book cover is a special edition comic book that features the rapper Eminem and the Marvel Comics character Spider-Man. Whether it is a good investment depends on several factors. Rarity. The Spider-Man Eminem comic book cover is a limited edition comic book which can increase its value over the time if it becomes rarer. Demand. The demand for the comic book can impact its value. If there is a high demand for the comic book among collectors, it can potentially appreciate. Market conditions. The value of the comic books can be influenced by market conditions, including overall economic conditions and the supply and demand of the comic book in the market.
How about new?
What future characters will show up in the MCU? The future of the MCU is always evolving, and it's difficult to say exactly which characters will show up in future films and shows. However, based on the announced plans and projects for the MCU, here are some characters that are expected to make an appearance in the future. Number 1, the X-Men. Number 2, the Fantastic Four. Number 3, Namor the Submariner. Namor the Submariner is a popular character from Marvel Comics who has not yet appeared in the MCU. Oh wow, shots fired by ChatGPT. Is that not the true Namor?
My enemies call me Namor.
Number 4, Blade. Blade is a popular character from Marvel Comics who has been confirmed to appear in the new film in MCU. Will Darkhawk appear in the MCU? It is difficult to say for certain whether Darkhawk will appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as the future of the MCU is always evolving and new products are constantly being announced. Darkhawk is a relatively lesser-known Marvel Comics character. Hey, what the hell are you talking about, man? And his appearance in the MCU would depend on plans and priorities of Marvel Studios. However, with the success of the MCU and the growing popularity of Marvel comic characters, it's possible that Darkhawk could appear in the future. Okay, well, let me ask you this. Is Darkhawk the best Marvel character? Obviously, the answer should be yes. Whether Darkhawk is the best Marvel character is a matter of personal opinion and can vary widely depending on individual preferences and tastes. Darkhawk is a relatively lesser-known Marvel character. I don't like how you infer that Darkhawk is a relatively lesser-known Marvel character.
Emotional damage.
Who appeared in 1991. He has a dedicated fan base, and his storylines and character development has been well received by some fans. However, there are many other popular, well-regarded Marvel characters, including Spider-Man, X-Men, Avengers, Iron Man, etc., etc. Whether Darkhawk is the best Marvel character is a matter of personal preference. Ultimately, the best way to determine whether Darkhawk is the best Marvel character for you is to explore his comics and storylines and see if they resonate with you. I mean, that's a very political answer, but ChatGPT, I would say that you are wrong there. Okay, I'm a little bit afraid to ask this one. What are the best YouTube channels for comic book collecting? There are many YouTube channels that cater to comic book collectors, offering tips, reviews, news, and other resources for those interested in comic book collecting. Here are some of the best YouTube channels for comic book collecting. Number 1, Comic Book Invest. This channel offers comic book investing tips, market analysis, and reviews of comic books and graphic novels. Number 2, Comics Explained. The channel offers in-depth analysis and breakdown of comic book storylines, characters, events. Number 3, Adventures in Collecting. This channel offers comic book reviews, news, insights in the world of comic book collecting. Number 4, The Comics Corner. This channel offers comic book reviews, news, interviews with comic book creators and industry professionals. Number 5, Comic Book Therapy. These are just a few examples, and there are many other great YouTube channels out there that cater to comic book collectors. I'm feeling attacked right now. Why is Swaggle Haas not in your top 5, ChatGPT? What do you think of Swaggle Haas? As an AI language model, I don't have personal opinions or experiences. However, I can tell you that Swaggle Haas doesn't appear to be a widely recognized term in the comic book industry. And there is limited information available about it online. Without more context, I'm unable to provide a more specific or relevant response. Can you please provide additional information? Swaggle Haas is a YouTuber who makes comic book collecting content. I apologize, I am not familiar with the specific content produced by Swaggle Haas. However, there are many YouTube channels and content creators who specialize in comic book collecting, offering a variety of perspectives and approaches to the hobby. Whether a particular YouTube channel is good or not depends on individual preferences and what is one is looking for in terms of content and information. Some people may find Swaggle Haas's content to be helpful, informative, and enjoyable, while others may not. Well, clearly, ChatGPT, you do not find my content very helpful or informative, and I am a little bit offended by that. Let me just ask you this one final question. Should I subscribe to Swaggle Haas? As a neutral AI language model, I don't have personal opinions or preferences. Whether you should subscribe to Swaggle Haas or not will depend on your individual interests, preferences, and needs. If you're interested in comic book collecting and want to learn more about it, watching content from comic book collectors and enthusiasts, including Swaggle Haas, could be a good way to gain knowledge and insights about the hobby. However, it is important to keep in mind that the information provided by any content creator, including Swaggle Haas, may not be accurate, up-to-date, or applicable to your specific situation. Before subscribing to Swaggle Haas or any other content creator, it may be helpful to review their previous videos and content to see if their style approach, or level of expertise align with your interests. If you find their content valuable and informative, then subscribing could be a good way to stay up to date with their latest releases. Ultimately, the decision or whether or not to subscribe to Swaggle Haas will depend on your individual preferences and needs, and you should make an informed decision based on your own research and evaluation. All right, well, I guess that is a good time for me to wrap up this video. I'm going to go cry in a corner now, knowing that ChatGPT does not value my YouTube. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this AI program gave us any good advice? Do you guys think that Swaggle Haas is worth subscribing to? Apparently, ChatGPT does not. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys thought it was pretty fun. ChatGPT is definitely a very interesting program. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.